And, of course, one of the reasons this race is so important is because the ideological control of the Wisconsin Supreme Court is on the line here. Liberals control it now. Ann Walsh Bradley is retiring. If Susan Crawford gets on this court, they're going to try to dismantle every Republican reform of the last 12, 15 years that they can. And the biggest reform, the most consequential reform to Wisconsin, and the one that's most beloved by Wisconsinites, including all sorts of Democrats who sit on town boards, county boards, school boards, the most popular has been Act 10. It allows them to control far more of their own local budget. Act 10 is, of course, under threat. So there's the generic fact that comes from MacGyver that Act 10, since Governor Walker signed it in 2011, has saved Wisconsin taxpayers billions of dollars, somewhere between 20 and $30 billion already in property tax savings. And then there is the generic notion that, well, you know what, if they repeal Act 10 and these labor unions, these teachers unions are empowered again, it's going to mean a big spike in our property taxes again. We're going to have to start paying billions more. The estimate from the Wisconsin Institute of Law and Liberty is that repealing Act 10 would cost taxpayers over $2 billion each year. So there are these generic facts. But then there's also something new, and I would point you to it. There's a link up on jwebershow.com, and Greg and I are going to tweet about it here. But the Wisconsin Institute of Law and Liberty has a new property tax calculator to help estimate how much your taxes would go up on your home if Act 10 was repealed. It's a pretty simple formula here. If Act 10 is repealed, the costs of the employees in your district are going to go up. To maintain those costs, what is it going to take? So it's a pretty simple calculator. You just go and you plug in your school district and the value of your home, and it gives you an estimation. So it estimates a significant financial impact on repealing Act 10 if the Supreme Court does this. This is just a good way to calculate what might be on the line for you and your family if Brad Schimmel doesn't win this race and if Act 10 is overturned. The website is wil-law.org, so will.org. But then Act 10 calculator, there's also a link to it up on jwebershow.com. But Will Flanders of Will says Act 10 has been a win for Wisconsin taxpayers, and without it, taxpayers could be on the hook for billions in tax increases in the coming years. School districts and local government could again be pressured to cater to public sector union demands, leaving hardworking taxpayers to shoulder a burden of skyrocketing costs. So their previous research has shown about $2 billion each year in additional property taxes is going to be required here. But this calculator really brings it home. For me, I just did it. I don't know if you did it, Greg.
I did it, yeah.
I'm in the Hartford district. Based on the level of the value of my house, my property taxes would go up over $500 a year.
Mine is at $926.
Yep,
in Oak Creek.
Well, I was going to say, Hartford actually, Hartford, our district out there, Washington County, Hartford, we actually keep our property taxes pretty low.
Yeah.
$900 in Oak Creek.
$926.
So this is the average value. So that you can do your own personal calculation. But Will also includes average values for a $300,000 home. So a $300,000 home in Waukesha, Washington County, I mean, that's going to be hard to find right now. Most homes are worth far more than that. For Milwaukee, though, this is just a $300,000 home. In Milwaukee, the added costs every year, if Act 10 is repealed, are $1,300 per home.
That's Scott Dolphin.
Yeah.
And Dave.
Is that right? Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
Dave.
that's on a $300,000 home. Your property taxes are going to go up $1,300 a year if Act 10 is repealed. That's shocking. Again, this is based on $300,000 home. In Waukesha, your taxes would go up $864 a year. Racine, $650 a year. Appleton, $1,100 a year. The Oshkosh area, boy, they must really be screwing their property taxes. Their property owners up there. In Oshkosh, $1,500 a year. Man. So those are the estimates on a $300,000 home. So if you have a $600,000 home in any of those neighborhoods, which is really, I think, far more likely these days for people in this audience, this is thousands of dollars more on your property tax bill. Again, the link to the The little calculator is up on jwebershow.com. But if you want to find it directly, it's will-law.org/Act 10 calculator.